All right. Today we have our week 1 tier 0 of the thing. Here's our splash screen. We got some games. I think this is tier 0. Yes, it is. We have Exit versus Lightswarm, RoyalBlue versus Chill, Tarpman versus Brown Mamba 69, and Lovesnow versus Whyimnoob, and TToss versus Neblime. Yeah. And we're just gonna hop right into it. We have a bunch of games to cast. They're probably good, maybe. Starting off, we're gonna have Lightswarm versus Exit, Exit versus Lightswarm, and a Zerg versus Terran. And yeah, that's all the intro we're getting today. First map, Neo Sylphid, something 2.0. We have our overlay up, so no problems there this time. Hopefully, we won't be dealing with any crashes today. And with that, we're going to get into the game. We have Lightswarm as the red Zerg at the 12 o'clock position versus Exit as the dark blue Terran going by the name Korean Mechanics. Okay. Overlord scouting in the correct direction. Going to find our Terran player. And yeah, we'll see how the game goes. Neo Sylphid's a cool map. I like it. I don't know anything about this matchup, so I have no comments at this time. Okay. Oh no. There it goes. Okay. Hatch first from Lightswarm while Exit getting pretty basic stuff. First Overlord getting to the natural, SCV scouting at top, so nothing crazy so far. CV gets the full scout in, sees the spawning pool timing, the extractor timing, and so Exit can kind of just predict that this was the hatch first, and they feel a bit more safer just laying the command center down without setting up any walls or anything quite yet. Ooh. Almost get caught by the drones there. Holy shit. Somebody is betting it all on the Korean with the channel points. Okay, well, you know what? It's very possible that this is very easily abusable since you could just look up the record, but it's all good. Rip. Well, it is the SCV's fate to die to the first few Zerglings that pop. So they're going to go ahead and run straight across the map, but there's already 2 Marines ready, so they shouldn't get too much damage done. And Lightswarm going straight into Lair to get those Mutalisks, which are so good. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't help that I played here. Oh, that's fair. The Zerglings standing outside, wondering what their purpose in life is. And it really is just to stand outside the space and make sure that there aren't 50 Marines randomly at 5 minutes. That the Terran isn't doing anything cheesy. Spire going down. Academy going down. Getting the medics. No engineering bay yet, but Exit has plenty of time to get that up because the engineering bay and missile turrets build pretty quickly. I think the timing is that Terran has to start the engineering bay when the Spire finishes to have the missile turrets up in time. But that can also depend on map distance, and, you know, main to expansion is pretty close here. Luckily, you know, Exit isn't in the 12 o'clock position where it's actually literally impossible to defend from Mutalisks, I've heard. Scan goes down, sees the creep colony, and they're going to push out. So here's the big push. I guess the question is going to come, is Lightswarm? Yep, Lightswarm does add on the extra creep colonies that they're going to need to have in order to, ooh, catches an Overlord, just barely not quite on the Pervert Pillar. Zerglings damage a medic, and the Marines are going to keep moving across the map. But that bought enough time for the sunken colonies here to get up once they start morphing. There they go. And so this push shouldn't be a game winner from Exit. But the Zerglings are going to come back and try to do a backstab, but we have a Fire Bat ready. That's really cool, like, because, you know, like, they get one SCV, they jump on top of the Fire Bat, but it does enough damage to the Zerglings that they won't be able to get any other workers, and so they traded that. Meanwhile, the Marines are going to get a second Overlord that was a bit too far forward. Good for them. They only lost 1 medic in the front lines of the sunken colonies. So, you know, women and children first on the front lines. They go in. Mutas are out, but Korea Mechanics Exit is getting their missile turrets up all over their base, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue for them there. They might catch this medic, but they're baiting the Marines around pretty effectively. Pick one off, you know, wasting stim health. I think there's as many mutas here as there are Marines, so this isn't the greatest. Another Marine gets picked off. Yeah, so this whole army probably is lost here at this point. Ooh, they do get 1 muta. That's really good. Might have A-clicked on the muta stack instead of... Oh, he ran 1 Marine down to try to bait the edge of the vision, but... Actually, he might be exploring to see if Zerg is getting their 3rd base yet. Shave it off, focus the muta's attention in the center, while this Marine can come down here and, like, just secure the, keep the drone from building the 3rd. That's pretty good. But mutas are going to swing around, probably come and start harassing this natural here, as the Zerg is wont to do. Getting +1 attack, droning up, 19 drones to 36 SCVs. The Mutalisks are in position to start lobbing things across the cliffs. And yeah, Overlords retreating to the temple of shelter, of safety, where it will take just 1 Valkyrie to, like, kind of move up in here and completely eliminate Lightswarm's supply. Mutas taking pot shots from the turrets. Oh, the lone marine does catch where the third base is going to be at, so that is good scouting for exit. The mutas are going to retreat, shave one off to go defend the base, while the others try to keep the main army at home so they can't run out to support this. And it looks like that is going to work. Mutas do dive over the cliffs. They try to get a couple kills. They do get 2 marines, and then they're going to have to retreat. The Muta does save the third base, although the hatchery is a little damaged. It's a little hurt. Zerglings coming out. Lurker evolution on the way for Lightswarm. +1 attack and starports on the way for exit. Hive on the way for Lightswarm. So we're developing into a pretty standard TVZ mid game here. Ooh, that was a big engagement there. Those mutas took a lot of excess damage. They killed some marines, but you know, the muta health pool is collective, and once like they start getting low, they start getting picked off a lot faster than you would think. And it looks like the push is going to be coming to the third base, and if exit can deny this base, that's going to be huge. Keeping the Zerg on even bases with you is so important as any non-Zerg race. Now here comes the defense. Mutalisk and Zerglings, but the Marines have a nice arc. The Zerglings try to bust up, and it looks like they're going to succeed. And with that, this army is going to get taken out, and it just barely doesn't take the hatchery. So a well-executed defense there from Lightswarm. However, exit has remade some bio army back at home, and they're getting into their starport tech. It looks like they're getting some Valkyries before they go into science vessels. With how many mutas are still left out on the battlefield and how much Lightswarm is still producing Mutalisks, the Valkyries might be the correct choice here. As Jesus, that's a lot of mutas. 11 mutas, so a full control group once you consider that there's an overlord in the corner that they're controlled to. Irradiate being researched, 2 Valkyries about the pop. And once they do, they will be able to completely shred through this muta stack. And here it is. Now mutas try to dive on the Valkyrie, but they take a lot of damage. And again, the muta health pool is collective, so it doesn't really matter that no mutas died there. What matters is that the overall health pool of the mutas has lowered. And especially now with 2 Valkyries, this army cannot take really any good fights. We do have a Lurker set up on the high ground here to make this base essentially unkillable until a science vessel can fly over and get the Irradiate. But Scourge are out. That'll be good versus the Valkyries. And the Valkyries are getting kind of caught away from the Marines, but they're going to start the DPS. They aren't doing the slide thing, but 1 Valkyrie does get taken out. However, it was the Valkyrie that was already injured, so exit probably feels pretty good about that. An Overlord is going to die, but there's plenty more where that came from. And exit is going to continue pushing across the map. They aren't going to try going for the third. Instead, they're going to aim right for this main base. I don't think they have the army to break it quite yet, but the Valkyrie is going to put on a lot of extra damage. Unfortunately, Valkyries do not fight Scourge well, and now it's just Marines on sunken colonies. The upgrades are at 1-0, so they aren't really that much more powerful than they were when this was attempted earlier in the match, but now exit is committing to it. They take down the sunken colonies, and the Mutalisks are starting to have to fight Marines in a head-on battle. The Marines have that +1 range, and so the Mutas are actually going to be falling extremely quickly. Lightswarm, GG's. Yeah, I think really just the fact that Lightswarm never really got off of 2 bases. You know, even after their third was established, they only have a handful of drones there. And when you're on even bases versus your opponent as a Zerg, that basically means you're pretty far behind. And not in a way that really is conducive to being able to come back. But that was our game 1. Exit takes it in a pretty good... What about that 900 gas in the bank? I mean, Yeah. That's pretty rough. You should be making that. I mean, when you're making like mutalisks, relatively, mutalisks aren't that gas heavy. And at the time, like Exit was mixing in some more late game tech stuff. Like they were getting their science vessels. They had Valkyries out. They were getting some upgrades. And it was just like staying on mutiling for so long. Yeah, clearly wasn't macroing when microing mutas. Yeah. All right. Wow. Pretty solid first game from both players, although, like, you know, clearly the flow of the game ended up going in Exit's favor. Just from Lightswarm, you were, like, playing well. It's just that you were missing some key, like, timing moments, like having lurkers up at the natural, getting your defilers out in time, stuff like that. Or just, like, getting a third base established quickly enough. So now we're on Good Night. And this is a bigger map, so there's definitely more room to work with. So it'll be easier to take a safer third on this map than on Neo Sylphid. Or just build lurkers faster, lol. I mean, yeah. All the Zerg units are OP, but they're not OP if you don't build them. Alright, Overlord scouting down. I guess that's the correct direction. I don't really know Good Night very well, so if there's an expansion right here, it is the technically correct direction, and Lightswarm is good at the video game. Like Exit is opting to do a wall in instead of a faster command center. Oh, mech. That's interesting. So the same fast lair build here from Lightswarm, while Exit is going into mech. If this is like, this could theoretically be, oh, it's vultures actually. That's interesting. Oh, Hydras. Oh, it's actually a lurker bust from Lightswarm. Oh, that's super interesting. And there's a second factory, and they're getting vulture speed. So if you get like spider mines, maybe that'll be able to defend the lurker push. But there's no detection being built, no academy or engineering bay. Now they still have plenty of time. Like the hydras have to morph and get over here, or get over here and morph. So it could be fine. No, there's the armory. Ooh. Yeah, no. This, I mean, lurkers hard counter your opponent not having detection, so... This, okay, there's the engineering bay, so we just need one missile turret up here, and then maybe we can, there can be some bit of a fight. The vultures are going to come out, spot the zerglings, see the hydras, and exit should know that there's something funky going on, right? Like, once you see all those hydras, there isn't really a hydra bust for, Zerg in this matchup. Unless you're going crazy Zerg. It could have been crazy Zerg, I guess. But here comes the vultures. They can probably fight the zerglings, but instead they're going to... Yeah, I think they can fight the zerglings and get back up the ramp. Instead they're just going to wait and take out the drones. Oh, no, yeah, and they should be able to make it up the ramp, but it looks like some bad pathing is going to delay them. Unfortunately, they are going to get up. The Sun Calling gets one hit, and the hydras at the top are going to be enough to be able to clean up the drones here. Ultimately, I think that was effective for exit, but yeah, they're going to need to build like a missile turret on the high ground, lift their command center up, and just completely abandon the natural. Because there really is... Oh, he canceled the engineering bay. Instead of getting the academy because it builds faster. That's actually really bad that he canceled the engineering bay. Like, actually, this should be game over because of this. He theoretically could siege the tanks and then, oh man, did he cancel siege mode to get spider mines faster? No, he has 2 shops. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, the lurkers, he's diving. He doesn't quite get there yet. But I mean, yeah, like, that's pretty rough. The academy's about to finish. And so then, the comsat station, okay, spider mines are out, so now there should be enough here for exit to not die immediately. Now again, also, well, not again, but consider that Lightswarm's economy has kind of taken a complete dump to be able to field lurkers this fast, and also vultures killed like 5 drones, so Lightswarm's pretty all in at this point. So between the... Oh, and he did cancel siege mode to get the spider mines up faster. That's really bad if he gets unlucky mines. And he got very unlucky mines there. They all aggroed on a bunch of hydralisks. And yeah, that's so sad, actually. And now, yeah, there just shouldn't be a way that exit can survive at this point. Siege finishes, but, you know, scan doesn't last that long. And that's a GG. Lightswarm takes it by building lurkers faster. Alright. So we're going to go to our game 3, both players on match point. Oop, that's the wrong splash screen. Alright, time to hop into game 3 on our community selected map of Butter. We're going to hop right into it and see if Lightswarm decides that on a 2-player map, if they won with an all-in attack, if that same type of attack, which is more effective on a 2-player map, is the strat for this. Lightswarm spawning on the bottom right, while exit is spawning on the top right. This map is auto TVZ win. Why do you say that, Lightswarm? I play TToss and I also am bad, so I don't know. Why is this map an auto TVZ win? You find me a third base to take and defend. That's fair, I guess. If you take a base here, there's 2 ramps up to it, and you can't really, unless you're controlling this center, you have to have enough lurkers to defend both ramps. If you're over here, your lurkers are, it's like the same issue where you need lurkers to defend out from this center, but at the same time you can get flanked from a high ground attack. So yeah, that's fair. So what you're saying is that it's definitely going to be a lurker all in this game. SCV gets the scout. Four Zerglings pop out. Unfortunately, exit knows the unstoppable Terran wall of the improved butter, which our tier 3 players did not know last round. Oh no! The Zerglings get on top of the Marines. Now there's only 4 of them, but if there had been theoretically more Zerglings, that would have been extremely dangerous for our Terran player. Unfortunately for a Zerg player, Marines shoot good. There were 4 of them, and they did have to kind of wiggle through the barracks right there at the end. The rest of the Zerglings are going to retreat as Lightswarm is getting their lair up as you do. They're probably going to be going to some sort of muta play, as is their right, while Korean Mechanics is returning back to standard standard bio. As you do. Oh, nope. Hydras. So it is actually going to be another lurker play. Hydras are coming out. We have the Hydra Den morphing in just as the lair is getting close to finishing. So that is the sign that it is indeed going to be lurkers, so that as soon as the lair finishes, lurker aspect can start as well. I guess the question is, are the lurkers going to hit in time for a pretty solid 1 base bio push from the looks of it? Lightswarm might need to get some sunken colonies up, but there is the lurker aspect starting. First creep colony on the way. Zerglings are kind of just patrolling out the map, keeping an eye on all the bases. Yeah, there's their second creep colony. So they are definitely preparing for the push here. Just going to need to pull these Zerglings back and try to take a clean engagement as Exit's bio makes their way across the map. They're even putting an evolution chamber to fully body block for the sunken colonies so that the marine AI kind of gets a little whacked out. But here they come. Stim occurs. They come in. They see 2 sunken colonies, and they run away like cowards. These are not the brave soldiers of the Dominion. And the sunken colonies kill one of them, and they regroup and wait for more reinforcements. Going up to factory tech now and moving an SCV over to get in place to start their natural command center. Zerglings sneak out the side to go start and retain map vision. And with 3 sunken colonies here, as well as 3 lurkers, it probably is pretty safe here for Lightswarm. They shouldn't be busted here at any point. Exit taking advantage of the marine range and explaining to Lightswarm what it feels like when Hydralisks are shooting your forge in a ZVP. That's exactly what it feels like. Lurkers stacking up in between the sunken colonies. So if a scan goes down, Exit will not know what's going on. Starport on the way for Exit. They're still on 1 base, which means that the game is about even, as the Zerg is only on 2 bases as well. Fortunately, 1 base Terran is probably better than 2 base Zerg, just because of how Zerg scales with bases. Terran can stay on 1 base for a really long time, so Zerg on 2 bases, like, they can stay on it. Oh. They're actually going to catch the drone going to take the 3rd base. That's huge if the Marines also follow the SCV as soon as the drone commits to somewhere. Looks like the drone is just going to keep moving around to try to lose the SCV, but that is not going to happen. A Marine's going to come down and probably just fight this Zergling. Unfortunate. And yeah, Exit is just kind of amassing their Marines out on the space, and here comes the siege tank. Siege mode is just about to finish, and that is probably going to be end of the game there, unfortunately, because if these lurkers unburrow to try to jump on the siege tank, well, for 1, there's Marines here, and for 2, they're going to unburrow and they're going to have to all dance on each other. They'll dance all day on top of each other when you burrow them up like that. Ultralisks are getting the Ultralisk Cavern is getting prepared for Lightswarm, but unfortunately the attack is not happening 10 minutes from now. The attack is happening right now. Exit powered up on 1 base, and they're putting like a pretty solid army here to try and take out Lightswarm as soon as possible. Yeah, unfortunately, that siege tank is going to be the crucial the deciding factor here, as there are no Zerglings or other type of unit to try and bait out the siege tank shots. E-Rob, are these games from last season, right? Or did I miss a new CPL season? Well, you are missing the new CPL season. CPL 9 is starting at a time where, if I tell you, Dada legally has the authority to kill me. But I don't know, stick around. These are games from last season. These are we're just catching up, having a good time. Lightswarm GGs, they are not having a good time. And yeah, when you have a dropship unloading guys in your main, that tends to happen. Just in time. All right. Time to go to our next match of the day. That was a pretty fast one, so we won't take any break. We'll just hop right into it. Go ahead and put our score. 2-1. Lightswarm put up a good fight, but unfortunately Exit just kind of did Terran stuff and took the game. We'll be moving on to our next match. That's going to be RoyalBlue versus Chill, and that is going to be a Protoss versus Terran. Once again, starting on Neosylphid 2.0. We'll go ahead and just start up the match. As you know, usually we have some downtime right at the beginning. All right, in the bottom left of Neo Sylphid, representing the Pink Protoss Tribe and the United Emu Directorate, we have Soul Key Fangirl. Also, they were otherwise known as Chill on the CPL Brood World download website thing. And across, on the other opposite end of Neo Sylphid, we have their opponent, IRK RoyalBlue, in the RoyalBlue Terran, representing the Korean Mechanics. Looks like both players are playing pretty standard. Supply depots being built in mains, pylons not proxied, so all pretty normal, average stuff. Gateway assimilator. Ooh, a second gateway this fast. That's pretty suspicious. So it probably is actually a 2-gate goon here coming out of Chill. And RoyalBlue, I mean, they're setting up their wall, so they should be okay. And as soon as they get into their factory, get siege mode, they should be safe, as they aren't taking a greedy expansion. But that could change if they do get their command center before their factory, but that is unlikely. As we are hitting the 100 gas mark for the factory, we should see an SCV get pulled off and a factory start up. There we go. And we're actually keeping the SCV on, probably just to retain gas to be able to get faster factories to counteract the 2-gate goon. A bit of a supply block there from Soul Key Fangirl, but that is immediately rectified as the pylon finishes and the Dragoon pops. Starts 2 Dragoons immediately. No probe on the way, as that is going to be there's just enough supply for another 2 Dragoons off of this pylon here. Nope, there's the probe. Never mind. Second pylon starts as well, and the Dragoon is going to start moving across the map. And as soon as Singularity Charge finishes, it will be able to start bullying this bunker. Factory finishing up here, and it'll just take a moment before the siege tanks are out. There's going to be a critical moment as there are going to be 3 Dragoons being able to attack that bunker. That means they're also going to be able to 2-shot any SCVs that are repairing it. So it definitely is going to be a bit of a tight spot here for our Terran player. There's the Singularity Charge. The Dragoons are going to begin firing. SCVs are pulled, but there's only 2 SCVs repairing for 3 Dragoons. And that is not enough, but the third one is coming to assist. And extra ones are being pulled as needed. But unfortunately, it looks like they weren't quite repairing. The bunker falls, and that spells disaster for our Terran player. Dragoons get on top, kill, they'll start delaying the command center. and they got 2 SCVs already and are just completely delaying this base. Now again, unfortunately, Sylphid is a low ground to low ground base setup, so it's a lot harder to be able to defend the natural, as these Dragoons can kind of edge forward, take pot shots at this tank, and there's no chance of them missing. Again, they take out, they keep putting pressure on the units that are providing the wall, and there are now 5 Dragoons in natural. Siege mode is just about to finish, but I think they are going to get the cancel, at least on this command center. Okay, there is the cancel, not the kill. And the Dragoons are going to have to be extremely careful, as that siege tank is going to mean that this area is fairly unbreakable. The barracks is going to fall, as well as the Dragoons are going to put out enough damage on it to kill it. That means that that is going to have to be rebuilt by RoyalBlue, setting them back tempo-wise in an absolutely insane way. Chill getting up their own nexus, as well as continuing to build up their wall. And that is also, there's enough room here for the Dragoons to maneuver down. They can pick off another SCV who wanted to build that command center. Instead, they're going to have to resort to building command center in the main, still waiting on the resources to build back up that barracks. In the meantime, Chill taking the probe lead, taking the base lead, and yeah, just generally having a good time of it. Still no barracks being produced by RoyalBlue. Chill taking the time, getting their third base up around the 7-minute mark. That's good timing. 7.5 minutes. Light Dragoon pressure. This really isn't going to stop anything. This is mostly just scouting to ensure that vultures don't get free reign to just move out on the map. Barracks is finally done, so we should be adding on the extra factories here. But Chill is at double the worker count, basically, of their opponent. And that is really bad, actually. Citadel of Adun coming up from Chill. Academy being added on by RoyalBlue. And here comes a drop of a Reaver into the main, putting on serious damage, not really getting any kills, but getting a lot of damage on these siege tanks, so there will need to be resources spent to repair them. And, yeah. If these had been killed, that would have been huge, but just because they were damaged, you traded, like, some shuttle health and 2 zealots to damage some siege tanks. It's probably still worth it, just because of the possibility that the tanks would die. It's just that if the tanks actually died, that would have been insane instead of just okay. That natural is looking extremely bustable. Chill at 50 supply above their opponent, getting a ton of, you know, research and upgrades. No spider mines yet for RoyalBlue. No vultures to, like, deal with the zealots. Yeah, this... And, like, Chill is getting their 4th base up. So... Yeah. Scans going down the main, sees the Templar Archives, sees the 3rd base. RoyalBlue getting up to about 100 supply of mech. Let's check those upgrades. 1-0, about to be 2-1, so getting into that position where mech actually starts being really good. No upgrades for the TToss player. Ooh, that's a really good storm. Second one falls up, storms the barracks. If any Marines popped out of there, they would have been really dead. Okay, well, they pulled back just as the Zealots were dying, so that's really smart play. They didn't want to overcommit. Easiest way to lose games at high levels is to try and do a lot more than you're able. But when the next wave of Zealots and High Templar come, then that should be getting into the area where Chill can probably overrun this. Ooh, again, a really good storms coming down, putting damage on the Terran mech, killing their own High Templar. But, you know, when you kill every single siege tank that's alive, it's kind of worth it. And now Chill is going to try to bully their way into the main, into the natural, rather. Storms going down on the SCVs, you'll love to see it. If you're a TToss player, if you're a Terran player, not that. And yeah, looks like Chill could probably just make straight Zealots from here and take the game. RoyalBlue GG's, and Chill is going to take game 1 of our second match of the day. And we'll move into game 2. Oh, let me do my overlay so you don't see what the time on the replay is, because that would be spoilers. Second game of the day. Second game of the match of the second game of the second match of... It's going to be on Goodnight 1.31. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to see if a proxy occurs in the center of the map. And if it doesn't, I'm going to go refill my coffee. That's a pylon in the main base. I'm gonna go refill my coffee. Okay, looks like we're still playing, pretty standard. No 2 gates on this map. It's a larger map, and it doesn't look like Chill has scouted RoyalBlue, so I imagine going 2 gate goon is a bit less attractive of an option. Because of that, it looks like RoyalBlue got the first scout. They're aware they're probably pretty safe, and they're getting their command center extremely quickly. However, Chill is going to second scout this, start sending the Dragoon over to put pressure on these Marines. So we'll probably need to see that bunker coming up pretty soon. Oh. Oh, he just ran past the bunker. How many kills does this guy have? 4? What the fuck? Oh, and there's the second Dragoon. Oh, just barely got the Marine, and then they're both going to get out there alive. They're all going to get out there alive. That is pretty insane. 5 kills between them. At least 3 Marines. And a massive delay on the command center, meaning that this Nexus is going to get set up first. And there's the very good move over from the probes. And now Singularity Charge active. They're going to start putting pressure on the bunker, draining the Terran's resources until they're able to get the siege mode up. The observatory, really nice wall in from Chill. Yeah, good wall here from Chill. Prevents vultures from doing shenanigans. Yep, 3 Dragoons hitting the bunker now. First siege tank is about to come out. Third base about to get set up at the 6-minute mark. Pretty, a bit fast, but yeah, it's fast. 6-minute Nexus is pretty fast. I think the average, like, a number that you want to hit in PvP is about 6.5 minutes. So getting it faster than that is really good. But depending on the way the game goes, getting it later is also fine. Like last game, Chill got theirs about 7:30, and that's because they were doing 2-gate goon. Yeah. Skeevies mining. A lot more even economies this time. So weird how the Nexus sprite looks like it's like fucking shaking. You zoom in just a little bit, it's like, oh, okay, it looks normal now. It's like regular size, absolute terror. And it's like, okay. Anyways, hey, that's a big mech push. That's pretty serious. Lots of Marines, have some SCVs pulled. They're going to be heading for that 3rd base. Vultures laying mines down to delay the Dragoons from being able to fight here. But we already had the Observer out. Oh no, the Vultures got to the probes. That's pretty massive. It's a massacre. Oh. When did this happen? Jesus. Yeesh. Dang. RoyalBlue getting a lot of value out of those vultures. Oh no, they get in again. Banks rising for both players. Well, RoyalBlue has done a great job of keeping Chill off of their third base for so long, so they definitely are like have an advantage economy-wise. They're powering up their tech. They're up the starports now. I imagine their upgrades are, yeah, their +1 isn't too far behind. Chill, meanwhile, is getting into Arbiters pretty quickly. So I feel like, I'm not sure where RoyalBlue's money went. I feel like at this point they should be, well, they're close to getting their second armory up and getting their 2-1. I guess a lot of their money was going into vultures to keep harassing Chill, and as much damage as they were doing in terms of like keeping Chill off of their third base, they weren't actually getting that many probe kills. No. Oh, he's actually building the Nexus like off-center, right? That's off-center. Or is this just a very poorly placed spider mine? That has to be off-center. It needs to be like right here. I don't know. Don't know, actually. But that definitely does look like a weird position. It looks way too close to the edge. Okay, so it looks like RoyalBlue should be able to get their third base up here. But Chill is actually going for carriers after investing in the Arbiter tech. Actually don't see any Arbiters out at all. So I guess maybe they just made the executive decision that Arbiters are cringe and lame and decided that carriers are cool. Yeah, vultures are going to try to get up into the main here. Once you get a certain number of vultures, they actually will be able to kill a Dragoon at some point. But, you know, Spider-Mine gets laid and kills everything. Command center lifting off, going to the third. Protoss is macroing up. They're getting close to maxing out. Just a few more macro rounds and they'll be done. Getting their third Stargate up. So they're going an Arbiter, and now they're actually very low on gas. Because Arbiters are not cheap. And I believe they only have 2 probes on gas. Yeah, they only have 2 probes on gas in their main. You hate to see it. That actually reduces your gas use by so much. But yeah, they're going to try to push in here, but there's just too many tanks up on the high ground defending it. There's no way that just a pure Zealot Dragoon will be able to break that. They need that extra advanced tech. Looks like the Arbiter that was in production got canceled, actually, as Chill decided to just go straight into pure carrier. So we're on 3 Stargate carrier, and RoyalBlue doesn't really have the infrastructure, isn't beginning the transition to be able to counter that. Like, they don't have Goliaths. They're getting the care on boosters, but you need to start building Goliaths like right now so that you have 50 of them when the carriers get over there. Even getting a second cybernetics core so that they can begin their upgrades. Going pretty all in on this. Carrier has arrived. No, there is an Arbiter out. Recall is beginning research. Oh, he must have been out for a while. That's pretty wild. There's a lot of very recallable places here. Oh, he thought he had recall and he ran over here, and now RoyalBlue knows that there's Arbiters out and can build the missile turrets. Oh, that's so sad. It's so unfortunate. Carrier capacity being researched. 3 carriers out in a supply block. But Chill has seen the Arbiters out, and that means they actually are still not getting Goliaths. So really, this was just some advanced, like, tech here. They're pulling so much army back to defend from a Doom recall here. And then instead, Chill is just attacking up into the natural, and all this army has been baited back to defend a recall that isn't coming. Looks like they're going to take the third. This, I think this CC should die. Yeah, it's dead. Now we do have a drop up here that is going to prevent this base from being taken, but we have soon to be 6 carriers set up here. Base, I mean, losing that third is actually pretty significant. Not a lot of, I don't think a lot of SCVs got killed, but it is 71 probes to 50 SCVs, so that is a lot, actually. That's a pretty huge difference. It's 20, because that's how math works. Scans going down, not anywhere where they would see that the carriers are happening. But we do see Goliaths begin to start trickling out to be able to deal with the Arbiters. I guess the question will be, are they going to get enough to deal with carriers? Which, with 7 Vultures and 2 Siege Tanks on the way, I don't think so. Really great moves here by Chill. Like, baiting the recall, and then when all the army moves up here, doing a flank here. That was very, I mean, that was a killing blow. We do have an observer scouting, so did see everything. And, yeah, now RoyalBlue has to kind of struggle to catch back up, while Chill is just, you know, getting the killer here. Right, like, this army can't deal with 6 carriers. That's just not possible. And now they're all the interceptors are launched, and you see, I think RoyalBlue heard the interceptors launching out here, and it's like you saw 5 Goliaths added to the production queue. Great carrier micro here. Uses the fact that most of the army is hiding under, like, the Goliaths. It flanks with this, cancels the third base again. Oh, 1 shot away from killing it, too. Gets the science vessel. Switches back into Arbiters over this. And it's just trading very well with the Goliaths here. Now, the carrier... We did lose a carrier, and another one is getting very low on HP. The micro here wasn't exactly the best, but with 2 Goliaths... Oh, no, never mind. We didn't lose a carrier. We just, one ran away. Bravely, of course. Out of minerals in the main for both players. Natural is drying up for both players, but there's a third base here. Oh, yeah. There's... Yeah. Chill has a third base. Now it is dying to vultures, but they do also have this here. Lightswarm saying there was an EMP, and it looks like there indeed was. That I missed, but we're now up to 9 carriers, and unfortunately, there's not a lot that can deal with 9 fucking carriers. RoyalBlue ran out of minerals to build Goliaths, and that is a GG, and Chill takes our second match 2-0 over the Korean mechanic, RoyalBlue. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that just happens. You just get pro-tossed. Alright. We're going to head into our third match, and it's going to be Tarpman versus Brown Mamba in a Protoss versus Zerg. And they played their maps out of order, so that's always nice to see. Their first map is Goodnight 1.31. We'll go ahead and get right into it. Alright, Tarpman, our hero colored Zerg player with the teal in the top right of Goodnight 1.31, and in the bottom right we have Brown Mamba playing as the white Protoss in the bottom right of Goodnight. PvZ is a fun matchup. It's very back and forth. It has a lot of different things going on in it. So I guess we'll see what things our players are doing here. I don't know. Not a lot of comment on early in a match, early in a game. If there's like game 2, I could be like, oh, well, we saw this in game 1, so maybe we'll see, you know, this in game 2. It's like, no, this is just game 1 match when we have no preconceptions about these players. They could do anything, both in the game and in their lives, because we believe in them. Because as a StarCraft Brood War player, they are inherently smart, skilled, and handsome. Overlord scouting to the left. See if this is going to be a Forge expand or a Gateway expand. This Forge, the classic. Zerg is getting, they went pull first, so Zerglings are going to be out pretty quickly. And that said, there should be enough time for the cannons to get up, given that Brown Mamba scouts them, which, if that probe location is any indication, they will. excellent probe scouting is going to see the faster lair, very small Zergling count, so Brown Mamba isn't going to have to build additional cannons quite yet. Very good wall here, you know, Forge Gateway, Zealot. Oh, even moving the Zealot out to harass, that's always good. When you see such low Zergling Mud numbers. I guess when you see a lair this fast, you can kind of think that there might be a Spire incoming, right? Especially if you can't confirm, like, additional bases. Spires tend to be 2 base plays, but there can be, like, 3 base versions. And let me tell you, there is nothing more embarrassing than practicing Hydra busts and being like, okay, I need to get my storms out at this time. And then your opponent builds a Spire and 5 Mutalisks and kills you really quickly. The Zealot actually is going to get in and see the Spire. That should trigger a Photon Cannon in the main, a Photon Cannon in the natural. Corsair starts, of course. Zealot gets that scout in. Really good, really effective. Second Zealot comes up, is going to start pressuring drones in the natural. +1 air attack on the way. Also really good choice. Gets 1 drone kill. That's okay. Would have liked to see 2 drone kills, but that's fine. First Corsair pops, second Corsair on the way. Now this Spire, we could be seeing some Scourge, so of course Brown Mamba is going to have to be careful, but that is a lot of Zerglings, and the Zealots are not in position to hold this wall quite yet. If Tarpman just runs right in, they might be able to just run it over. But here's the harassment. Spire's down. See 2 hatcheries being added on, Scourge starting, which means that we might be seeing more of a move into Hydralisks and away from Spire, like straight Spire play. And yep, there's the Hydra Den. Corsairs retreating back into the main base. You still do see that cannon being made, just because you kind of have to respect the Spire. If you see it like a Spire coming before a Hydra Den, you do have to respect that the Muta switch can exist. You have to make sure that your Corsair count always is high enough that you won't die to that. Fortunately, it looks like the Corsairs of Tarpman were scared out enough that they aren't getting the scout. They actually know that they were over here when this was morphing. Never mind. They know that the Hydras are the next move up, so they're getting their, they're getting their High Templar. They're gonna have their storms ready. It's gonna be good. 3 gateways coming down. You want to increase that 4 gateways coming down, going up to 6 gates. That's always good. Adding extra cannons so that the Hydras won't just be able to run through it. Zealot legs finished, and be able to start moving out and taking fights with Zerglings and to small packs of Hydras. Singularity charge. So yeah, Brown Mamba just playing macroing extremely cleanly. Getting there. Ooh. Bring the fight to the Zerg, trying to get on top of where that's at. Unfortunately, a bit of an anti-timing. The +1 is just barely not quite finished yet, so they aren't really representing the amount of damage that they could be. It looks like they're going to rotate over to the 3rd base, and now with +1 finished, these Zealots are going to be able to do a lot of damage. But it looks like Brown Mamba is instead wanting to preserve them, doesn't want to run them in anywhere that would be too dangerous, and is just going to try and get out of there. +1 armor on the way. High Templar out. Storm hasn't started yet, though. Seeing a lot of Dragoons spawning. So that core Protoss army, that Zealot, Dragoon, High Templar that you want to see in PvZ is coming along very nicely, while Tarpman is still developing their Hydralisks. Droning up very heavily, up to 40 drones to 46 probes. 3 bases on the Zerg in position to take their 4th at the top left natch. Yeah, that's a lot of Dragoons. That's enough Dragoons to be able to fight some Hydras and bust down some buildings. Yeah, Dragoons, like, kill Sunken Colonies so quickly. They can kind of fight Hydralisks in even numbers. It's a really weird matchup because even though Hydralisks deal full damage to Dragoons, the Dragoon DPS is just that insane. Like, yeah. What do you do here, right, as the Zerg player? Like, once the Dragoons get on top of the Sunken Colony here, like, you just see just how much DPS the Dragoons actually do to these buildings. Last shot takes that out. A flank attack does not work. Archon barely survives. And as the Dragoons are coming in to reinforce, I mean, there's a wave of Zealots coming that will just tear through these Hydralisks. Now, if there's no Sunken Colony here to defend, and with the Hydra Den falling, it will be impossible. They actually got what looks like right before Lurker Evolution finish. That means that Brown Mamba should clean up an easy first game victory here. Yeah, Dragoons, drones trying to drill over to fight the Dragoons. In low numbers, workers fight Dragoons extremely well, but when you have an entire control group in your natural, they're not going to be as effective. Overlord's flying over, trying to just cover as much as possible. But it is going to be GG, and Brown Mamba is going to take the first game of this series. Unfortunately, like this Zergling, he knows what's up. He spawns and he says, "No, I'm neutral. I'm not with this weird green brood." And that's going to be our first game of our third match. Let's move right into our second of games that are played out of order. So we're going to move to our second game that is going to be on Butter 1.4. Maybe these players just really don't like Neo Sylphid. Let's hop right into it. In the top right of Butter, we have the brown Zerg Tarpman, and in the bottom right, we have the pink Protoss, this time Brown Mamba. Yeah, I mean, really, game one was just all about executing clean macro and then taking a really good engagement there. Tarpman was, I think they were trying to go for a like a Spire all-in, then they got scared off by the Corsairs and they switched over to the Hydralisks. And unfortunately, when you're doing that, like, you're kind of banking on your opponent reacting to Mutalisks, right? And Brown Mamba just said, okay, I built my Photon Cannon. You're not actually building Mutalisks, so I don't have to commit any harder to defending this. And then they just made a pretty standard army that by the time they moved across the map, Tartman wasn't able to switch back into the heavy Hydra production yet. That seems to be what the game one story was. Probe scouting. See that spawning pool first. So yeah, Brown Mamba got the Forge before Nexus, and so ooh, really great delay there on the hatchery. Oop, doesn't quite get it, but with the spawning pool there, he's going to have to check to see what the Zergling count is. We have 1 Zergling spawning. Are we going to have 2 more? Yes, so Brown Mamba is going to want to stick around to see what is spawning out of this. Now, theoretically, if these two Zerglings spawn and they're able to kill that probe fast enough before it can see what these two eggs are, or at least chase the probe out, but it looks like Brown Mamba has the control to not lose like that. They see the 4 Zerglings spawn. They are probably going to have to lay down a second photon cannon. Yeah, just to be safe, and then they're going to throw the gateway down once they get the minerals. Jesus Christ. Their mineral? Okay. And then the probe will kind of make up enough of a wall to be able to defend here. Second probe pulled to help defend the wall. Photon cannon is created. The Zerglings are not going to be able to get in. And then that should be sort of the end of this early aggression. Now, Tarpman is taking this opportunity. Says, okay, you made 2 photon cannons. I'll just take a 3rd base, which is fair. Zergs get the 3rd base for free when the Protoss has to take their expansion, so that the Zerg just doesn't get the 3rd base for free anyways. Probe still out scouting on the map. He's going to circle back in, see that the layer is coming along pretty quickly. We do have full gas production mining there. Hatch is built, 12 drones to 17 probes. Now the assimilator for Tarpman is pretty delayed. So he comes in and sees the lair. He's going to have to try to keep this probe alive so he can confirm that it is indeed going to be a spire, but it looks like the probe is going to phase through an egg back to safety. All right, 200 gas, layer completing. Are we going to see the spire immediately? Well, we are going to see it. If this was Hydraless, the den would have started already. But, yep, spire first. And it looks like the scouting probe from Brown Mamba was successfully repelled, so he's not going to have vision on the spire there, but he is getting the Stargate first, as you do. So it will come down to if Brown Mamba can re-scout the spire, and if Tarpman is going to try to do the same thing they did in game 1, which was sort of reorganize and move back into move back into Hydralisks after getting the spire so early. Alright, now, the other possibility is that I don't know how to play Zerg, and so... Okay, that Corsair's gonna live. He living. Maybe getting the Spire so soon, and then, like, not building the Hydra Den, or building the Hydra Den so late is a strategy, and I'm just dumb. But, yeah. It felt weird. We're going to Robo Facility this game with Reavers. That's an interesting play. It's a super interesting play, actually. That's not standard, so I like it. Reavers are... The Reaver versus Hydra matchup is very interesting in that they both kill each other extremely quickly, It's just that Reavers also have like the added RNG of being fucking Reavers, so there's no idea, like you have no idea how that thing is actually going to react in a combat environment. Sometimes a Reaver will shoot and kill 50 Hydralisks, and sometimes it'll shoot and the Scarab will travel all the way across the map, come back around, go right up next to a Hydra and deal 10 damage to it. Scourge are just gonna kind of camp out in the main base. There's nothing to scare them off quite yet. No Dragoons or anything. Reaver set up behind the mineral lines, waiting for the Hydra push. And there are the Hydralisks. +1 flyer carapace. So maybe Tarpman is preparing for a Muta switch. If they're able to catch enough of these Corsairs off guard, it looks like they are going to get one Scourge connection. But yeah, Brown Mamba's assembling a pretty solid army here. Corsairs got an Overlord somewhere, probably right there. Second Overlord coming out. They have the speed now, but Corsairs are going to catch it. And 5 Corsairs will melt through an Overlord extremely quickly. There's 2 more out on the map that they can go for. Let's see what are... Yeah, they do have +1 attack, so they do a lot more damage. DPS is pretty high now. Tartman prepping to take a 4th base. It'll be really important for Brown Mamba to move out soon because they need to keep Tartman off of 4 bases. Just because a 4-base Zerg can afford pretty much anything they want tech-wise. The gas income is huge. And like you can start getting Defilers and Ultralisks once you have 4 bases worth of gas. And that is almost impossible to deal with as a Protoss. Like, Reavers are okay at it. Zealots are okay at it. Archons are fine. But, yeah, not really a lot much you can do. Finally getting that Citadel of Adun. That's a pretty late Citadel. And Queen's Nest on the way for Tartman so that they can get into their Hive Tech. Here's a big move out. Slow-moving Zealots, Dragoons, and a shuttle with Reavers. Corsairs scouting around to make sure that the Scourge aren't going to pick off that shuttle, but they're getting distracted by an Overlord. Really separated from the main army, but here comes the push. Honestly, there's not a lot here to defend. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, because most of the Hydras and Lurkers are over here. So if Brown Mamba kind of like Reaver... You don't want those Reavers shooting Zerglings. Yeah, no, here comes the backstab here. This could actually completely flip the game over. Because if these Hydras dive up on these, yeah, see that Scarab just hit this wall, right? Scarab is caught on the Dragoons. Reavers are entirely unpredictable. They'll explode on corpses. They'll fire on the same thing and deal, like, half the damage. And so here come the Hydras diving on top of the Reavers. One gets lost in the shuttle, and the Hydras are going to get a really good movement here, picking off the Reaver. Now the reinforcements will be able to clean up the Dragoons that are coming to assist in the fight as well. But Dragoons are real good. And here come the Lurkers. There's no Observer with the army, so this could be where this push is going to kind of fall. Now the Corsairs do have full reign on the Overlords, and they're getting a lot of kills, down to 71 supply for the Zerg. They're going to find all these Overlords at the natural. Unfortunately, there are a couple Hydras there, so they won't be able to have completely free reign now that the main army is moving away, and Tartman doesn't have to rally their forces to fight the Dragoons. But tarpman. Reset down to 55 supply. That's not a great position to be in, as Zerglings are rallying to the third of Brown Mamba. They should be able to, they shouldn't be able to deny this base. They're going to have to come down here to defend it. But it is going to have to defend it. The Zerglings are doing a lot of damage. Of course, they're going to come and pick off that Overlord. Probably find this Overlord as well. And they're leaving the Zerglings. You're going to have to kill them. Zerglings deal an insane amount of damage. Tarpman built a lot of Overlords, so their supply is back up. They can afford to lose a couple around the map, but that fourth base is secure. In just a few moments, they're going to have a gas, and the 4-base gas economy of a Zerg is really real strong. Adrenal glands for Zerglings coming up. Nothing really fights adrenal gland Zerglings very well except Zealots with an upgrade advantage and Archons. And so if we look at our upgrades right now, well, 0 armor for the Zerg, plus 1 attack for the Protoss. So they are still in a good position. It's really once the Zerglings get 3 armor upgrades and the Zealots can't two-shot them anymore, that it becomes pretty hairy. Spore Colony for defense somewhere. Is that the 4th? Yeah, it's at the 4th. Yeah. 6 more lurkers on the way. Defiler Den is finished. Triple evolution chamber, so we do see those triple upgrades coming along. Holy shit. Yeah. Here's the fight. Let's get on top of the lurkers. This might just be another win for Brown Mamba, in which case the games were not out of order. Or in which case they did not play the games out of order. Yeah, this should be another win for Brown Mamba. Very well played. You know, sometimes Protoss just be doing stuff. Okay, well, not to spoil anything, but I had 3 replays from this group, so for this match, so I guess they didn't actually play them out of order. Whoops. Okay, well, spoilers, Brown Mamba wins, I guess, 3-1. We have 1 match on Neo Sylphid that I guess we can watch as well. This would be the game Tarpman won. I guess if they played them in the right order, that would mean Tarpman won the first match and then lost 2 in a row. So that feels pretty bad. We'll go ahead and just start jumping. Watch it. This is the fault of the CPL Brood War website. I'm sure they fixed this after week 1. But week 1 had some problems, I guess. Well, watch this scouting overlord. I'm gonna go get some more coffee. Damn, that Overlord do be scouting, though. Does not look like I missed too much here. 3 bases from Tarpman. Probe damaged but living. Spire on the way as well, so this is the same sort of stuff we've seen. Each game. It's possible that maybe, like, Tarpman, since this was the first game they played, Tarpman did this similar strategy and it caught Brown Mamba off guard, and then Brown Mamba was able to sort of adapt to it for games 2 and 3 and counter it better. Probe getting real close. Yeah, that probe's dead. Unfortunate. He died a hero's death. guess Brown Mamba just takes a bad fight, and then Tarpman is able to win from here. That was most of their army, all their High Templar. They aren't replacing the High Templar, so yeah. I don't know, it looked exactly like the other games. It's just, I guess Brown Mamba just took a bad fight there, outside the natural, as opposed to taking really good fights in the other two games. Tarpman's on 4 bases, but only 3 gas. Wait, no, 4 gas. That is a gas base. Crusaders are... Ooh, that's going to be the pickoff on the High Templar there. At least 1. Maybe 2? Just 1. Yeah, their supplies are way too even for this to be a good position for Brown Mamba. Adrenal glands finishing. What is our armor at? Armor is about to be at 1. Protoss is about to only be at 1 as well. So that means the Zerglings are going to be way too good for how much they cost. Okay, here's a pretty big push. The lurkers are getting surrounded, but there is an observer out, so that's big. Okay, the Zergling's getting on top. Down through a little bit. Okay. Probably aren't going to be able to break any of these bases. Brown Mamba has their own 4th base up. Tarpman getting their 5th. That Archon's about to die. Double upgrades for Tarpman going. Brown Mamba getting up to 2 attack, 2 defense. Ooh, Defiler picked off. That's huge. Plague on the way. Oh, massive storm on that. Which High Templar did that? 15 kills? Yeah, that was him. That's insane. Looks like this army actually is going to get surrounded and picked off, though. Maybe not. That was a pretty clutch storm. But it looks like we are out of storms, so then we get 2 Archons going. Or just one Archon that's going to get killed by Hydras. Okay. Yeah, it's dead. Here come reinforcing Zealots. So this base kind of got broke. But, I mean, the gas is still going, even if it's still even. They're going to swing around and try to take this base down. But, you know, the Zerglings spawn. Zerglings are at 1-1, 1-2 for the Zealots, so it's not the worst engagement, but the Zerglings are hitting way above their weight. Oh my god, they're getting the surround on the Dragoons. That actually is going to be huge. Oh no, the Lurker. He's blocking the ramp. He's saving the Zealots. Yeah, the drones are going to have to pull from that base, but the Zerglings are going to force the Dragoons to run all the way back home. The Zealots are going to put up a little bit of a fight. Again, doing a pretty good job, just keeping the Zerg out of their fourth base. Well, the map's been split pretty much. Brown Mamba getting the Robo. I was just about to say that, yeah, once you get this late into the game, you're going to want to start getting the robotics facility, or the robotics bay, yeah, so that you can put a Robo facility at all your expansions and just start spamming Reavers out of them for defense. Oh, run, little Defiler. Get out of there. Looks like those little toy, like, snake things that you can shake. Big storm. Ooh, surround actually with the Zerglings. Storm actually picks off some of their own observers, and that is actually a huge win for Tarpman. A massive play there. Now they're just spamming 26 Zerglings in production. They're smelling blood in the water, and they can probably just start rallying these little fuckers around. 2-2 upgrades. Yeah. The Archons are essentially the only way to deal with Zerglings. They're about to be on 3, at least 2-3. And you need to have Archons, since like 3 upgraded Archons can kind of one-shot Zerglings. That's important. Like, Tarpman is going to try to put pressure on this base, and they might well succeed. how much they are rallying over there. Brown Mamba floating a lot of resources and not producing a lot of units. Oh my. Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation here. Tarpman has more than half the bases, so it's not even really a split map. Brown Mamba is moving some zealots up, some zealots over. No observer with the army, so these locals are, you know, getting away with it for free. And there's the GG. So that was the game Tarpman won. Very close, actually, 173 to 172. Let's put that score in. Tarpman lost 1-2, so good job on Brown Mamba for the 2-1 victory. Our next match is going to be Lovesnow versus Whyimnoob in a Terran versus Terran. So if you thought that I didn't have much to say about the previous matches, oh good God, it's Terran, all right. We're gonna be here for a while, so kick back, make some popcorn, because we're gonna watch tanks siege up, and then they're gonna unsiege, and then move, and then they're gonna siege up again. It's gonna be pretty wild. Yep. Oh my God, I'm still on the splash screen. Jesus. Oh no. Okay, it's fixed. We're in a game actually. At the 12 o'clock, here's this guy, and at the bottom left, here's their opponent. Okay, cool. It's TVT. I don't have. What else am I supposed to say? We're gonna see some barracks, and then we're gonna see some factories probably. Oh, oh. not gonna work. SCVs do not deal 2 wraiths, apparently. Losing that third is pretty huge. Too many losses though, so not the worst for Lovesnow. Cloak on the way for wraiths, that could be useful. Dropships. Ooh, that was almost an insane spider mine. Yeah, this is such an unsafe, like... I guess if he funnels it a lot more over there, it would be a bit better, but... Yeah, the bases are running dry, so Shroom does need to take this base, but... Oof, it's just so risky being that, like, Lovesnow has the entire center controlled. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure Lovesnow's winning this, just from how long they've controlled the center, and the fact that, like, they're probably going to be able to take these 3 bases for free, and the fact that, like, Pink's, like, Cream, like, their whole game plan, they have to secure this base, which, is increasingly unlikely. And they have to try and secure this base. Like, I just don't know. Now, they could make a really bad attack up into this wall here. But it looks like they're transferring some good guys over. No siege on the tanks, though. They might have overestimated their position, but there's the siege mode. Clearing up. They have to try to gain this foothold. Holy shit. Never mind. Actually, Lovesnow just fucking yeeted their entire army into the garbage. That was, actually terrible. Oh my god. Why would you ever make that attack? Right as I was saying how much I think you're probably gonna win the game. Oh, that's really bad. Goliaths. Well, wraiths are out. That's a lot of wraiths. Die to any number of the, yeah. Do they have cloak? They do have cloak. But, you know, Terran has map hacks. Why would you invest that much in wraiths at this point in the game? Just build like 2 battle cruisers and get Yamato cannons. Oh no. Lovesnow still really hasn't built back up their army. What a rough way to lose a game. Oh man, Lovesnow's only on one mining base. Yeah, that's rough. They lose. It's unfortunate. What a way to go. Oh. Maybe they don't, actually. Maybe Shroom makes as big a misplay as Lovesnow makes, and we get a complete reverse seesaw. You never know. Guys, no. This is unsafe working conditions. And there's the GG. What a back and forth game. Oh boy, that one was rough. Lovesnow was ahead for so long, and then it's just like a move, unsiege tanks into the enemy's forces. So unfortunate. So we'll just, I guess, do our next game on good night. That was only game 1 of a Terran versus Terran, so let's go ahead and start up game 2, and yeah, hopefully it's not that. That was pretty lackluster way for the game to go. All right, let's go ahead and move that stream back over. Here we are. Top left as the purple Terran, we have Lovesnow, and in bottom left as the dark blue, we have Whyimnoob, otherwise known in the game name as Shroom of Doom. Dude, they built factories. Crazy. No command center from Shroomlet. Looks like they're going to start it right now, but that's pretty decently far behind. Goliaths. That's pretty big. Lovesnow's going pure vultures. I think Goliaths counter vultures. Oh shit, they're gonna go completely around. Oh my god. It depends. Okay, who gets the first shot? Looks like Lovesnow did, so that means they're gonna win this fight. Goliaths are going to come in, they have a lot of DPS, but there's some pullback on the vultures. They're going to come up, they're going to kill that, they're going to drive forward, and they're just going to ignore the Goliaths and run straight into the main. Spider Mines are just about to finish. Yeah, they're just going to run straight into the main, take out an SCV on the way there. Spider Mines finishing up, and that means that we're going to see mines laid down in the base here. There we are, so that's going to make it really awkward for the... Oh no, oh... Yeah, that's going to make it really awkward for the Goliaths. Trying to get in to fight these vultures, and they're just going to micro. It looks like Lovesnow is putting a lot of micro into this, so go back to get Terran research. Yeah, Goliaths kind of fuck with Spider Mines pretty heavily. The worker supply is even, and Shroom is still making Goliaths. There's another wave of vultures laying mines up by the ramp there. Again, Goliaths have pretty solid DPS when Spider Mine takes out all the extra Spider Mines. So it definitely could be better. Wow. Neither of those Spider Mines activated. There's a pretty good contain going on. They kind of are putting pressure on this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they're really putting pressure on this third. That's a fucking crazy wedge right there. Oh no! Insane. 2 vultures in the middle of the line. No pull away from Lovesnow. But Lovesnow is developing more of the contain here, getting units up on this high ground. Died. They're rotating it around. This is probably more defendable just because you don't have to deal with this wedge and this high ground here. Although expanding towards the opponent isn't great. Shroom has a bit more control of this line specifically, just because they can kind of just circumvent the line that Lovesnow put up. Just kind of set up outside Lovesnow's base. That's pretty good for them. Huh. Oh my god, well that was pretty massive. They are going to clear these tanks, but they lost a lot more than 4 tanks to clear that. Also looks like this front is going to be under serious fire here. There's a lot of spider mines there, but it looks fine. I think Shroom might not actually hold this. Yeah, the reinforcements from the guys coming up are not going to be enough, so this base might actually fall. Just needs to rally some vultures up to get up in there and actually clean up the SCVs. There goes that base. That's pretty big. Oh, 4CC getting into position. Running out of minerals at both their bases. Lovesnow has been able to lean on this third one a bit harder. So without Shroom actually securing a third anywhere, have a hard time using the siege. Using the siege! Lovesnow, why do you never siege your tanks? Oh, the misery. Surprised he didn't take the space. Alright, Shroom has secured a third. It's only minerals, though. base up for Shroom. Lovesnow established their 4th as well. So they're about even bases, although looks like Lovesnow still hasn't tapped out their natural. Part of that is probably because they cooked the space a lot earlier. Which means that if the game goes on for 30 more minutes, Lovesnow's going to need to take a base much sooner. Well, whereas this base is a lot more healthy in terms of mineral count. Boy, here comes the non-siege day move. It's gonna work though. Still in a really good position this game. Yeah, this I think actually no, there's no way they just win here, right? The fact that they're gonna be able to get both of these bases, yeah. There's the GG. Whyimnoob loses the second game of our hour-long TVT. It's okay. So we're going on to game 3. The map is going to be the community pick map Butter. Wah. Okay, let's go. The top of Butter, we have Lovesnow from the Korean Mechanics. On the bottom, we have Shroom of Doom, our white Terran player. Both players up one game in matches that were definitely Terran versus Terran. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think Lovesnow will probably take it because they only lost the first game because they had an absolutely atrocious attack. Like, there was no reason that attack had to be that bad. And, but it was, and they lost that game. So I would expect that considering how they won game 2, and let's be honest, they kind of won game 1, I'm favoring, Lovesnow here. Oh, shit. I missed this completely. I was just expecting another TVT. There's a barracks in the middle of the map. That's pretty crazy, huh? That's wild. Hell yeah. Okay. So, like... Is this actually... Okay, it's a bunker rush. But where are you going to put the bunker at? Lovesnow started a bunker. Well, no, they see the factory, and they canceled the bunker, and they built their barracks. And there's the 2 Marines. There's 3 Marines in SCV. Gonna take out that guy. Bunker going up. Oh my god. Yeah, there's the bunker right by the factory. Takes out the SCV building. Big pull here from the SCVs. Yeah, micro. Ooh, great SCV pull, though. Are they getting the SCV building to bunker? They did get the bunker SCV, so this should be stopped. Oh, it was so close, too. Oh, that one guy, that poor Marine. Where's the... Oh, the barracks is actually floating over to continue building Marines up in the base here, but that attack is over, so now we're going to switch over into a normal game. Shroomadoom with a 3 SCV lead by the end of that, but Lovesnow is getting their Vulture out way faster. So... I guess the question becomes, is this Vulture going to be able to do enough damage to make up for how far behind, like economic-wise, Snow is? Probably not. There's the Vulture. It got out. Now we're back to regular TVT games. Uh-oh. That was not a good engagement there. Turns out 2 SCVs can do it. Huh. Okay. Well, Despite getting off to an interesting start, we've basically solidified back into a regular TVT, so I believe that my initial assessment of how this game should go should still hold true. That is that Lovesnow kind of macro played really well the first 2 games. It was just really, they threw game 1 and Shroom was able to capitalize on that. And, yeah. As long as Lovesnow doesn't throw this game as well, I think that overall their play was just a slightly bit cleaner on average over the course of a 30-minute TVT. Whoa. By Shroom 34 SCVs, Lovesnow at 47. Lovesnow getting their third base up quicker. Has some defense set up. Tanks sieged out in their area, but Shroom is across the map, so it's more general map control. However, they're kind of restricted to this corridor, while this one is kind of where they need to be to put pressure on this base specifically. Third base denied there, but it is being established at that place. Yeah. Vultures on the map rotating around. Yeah, no, still denying this base. But this army should clear this up, and the Shroom should take an advantage here, going up to 4 bases, while I'm not really being able to afford to shave units off to get in here. Someone is scanning somewhere. Run in. Vultures in the main, always annoying. Yep. 46 SCVs to 62, but up a base. That's important. Okay, Lovesnow moving down to try and take the middle base. That'll give them a good foothold to be able to start attacking this base into. Vultures coming up, hitting the tank line. I guess they're out of spider mines. Set up to take the 4th there. Lovesnow about to max out, about 30 supply ahead. Sieging up here, holding this position. Looks like this base should fall. The ramp. Ooh, they're targeted on missile turrets though, that's not great, but it does look like they will eventually be able to take out the tanks and then be able to start taking out the SCVs there. That's a really huge push in there. There's a lot of stuff focused in the center here. And now Lovesnow has a 60 supply lead, has in position to take this base, in position to take this base, and not really a lot Shroom can do about that. Spider mine placement is shaving off a couple of tanks here. There we go. And this base is now denied. Running out of minerals in the main there from Shroom. Naturals are still both healthy. Thirds are still both healthy for both players. But Lovesnow is also floating a lot more resources and has a supply lead, so that's an indication that they've been a lot more efficient with this game. Here comes the death push into the main, and I think that calls it. Lovesnow with a 2-0 victory over their opponent, bringing the total score. Oh my god, did I just have the splash screen up for that entire game? Well, It was a TVT. I'm not watching that again. Oh god, no, god damn it. That one's rough. Okay. Okay, fine. No, I'm not doing it. There was a proxy. That happened. It didn't work. Cool. Okay. We went to a normal game here. Still didn't work. Yep, that happened. Lovesnow takes their third here. Denies a base here for a while. Scimo holds this position for pretty much the whole game. Sets up some stuff here. Yeah, more vultures come out. They deny the space for a little bit more. Scimo takes this base and this base. Eventually, Lovesnow gets enough of an army. They push down here. They kill this base. Scimo runs out of minerals, and that's GG. Okay. Caught up. That was only mildly a bit embarrassing. Alright, next game. Next match, we have TToss versus Neblime in a Terran versus Protoss. I know Neblime was probably crossed their fingers wanting to be able to play against Lovesnow in a TVT, but unfortunately they got the other matchup. TToss spawns at 12 o'clock. Neblime spawns at the bottom left. And let's get into it. GLHF from Neblime. GLHF from TToss, sir. Got the probe harassment. Not working out great. SCV's pretty strong. Real standard, Dragoon, singularity charge. Singularity Charge not quite done, but Nexus on the way because he knows that the expansion is coming now. And he's just gonna get some free damage. That Dragoon, he needed some chiropractics. Chiropractics? He needs some chiropractics done on his back, so had that shit blasted out. Oh, run, little SCV boy. Oh, what is... Oh. The proxy gate. Oh, the proxy DTs. Yes, yes, very good. That cool shit. Now, Neblime did have an SCV up in here, so they might be able to tell, like, oh, okay, hold on, where's your tech at? And they are getting spider mines instead of siege mode first. So it could be possible that they kind of have an idea that the DTs are coming. Ooh, that's a lot of damage on that siege tank. Okay, Vulture coming out. Spider mine. Ooh, no. He's wasting the spider mines to try to push the Dragoons. That's not what you need those for. Double DTs coming. Dude, that is a lot of... Triple gateway out in the proxy. That's insane. Okay. Okay, spider mine up front. Here's the thing, though, is that one DT is not killed by one spider mine. You need two spider mines to kill a DT. Yep, see, there it goes. It's going to see the proxy now. Oh, man, that's really rough. Academy is being built, so that will help, but I don't think it'll be up in time for the DT to not, like, completely wreck this. Why is he targeting a supply depot? Okay, here comes the rest of the DTs. Double engineering bay being produced. Oh my god, yeah, they're just going to completely tear through all these units. Oh, the tank was almost trapped, but here's the third DT. Double engineering bay being constructed. Yeah, bunker. So he's just going for more of a battling style, just taking the fact that these guys deal free damage to knock down the front so that Dragoons can come up and take them out later. One DT going in the natural. We have this guy. He's trying to get damage done on SCVs. And we do have a Dragoon backing all this up. So this should be GG here for TToss. He should take this game, but there is a theoretical world where, you know, Vultures will kill DTs pretty quickly, but never mind. The GG still comes. And that is going to be it for Neblime there. For game 1. Time to move over to game 2. Potentially our last game of the day, as TToss is now on match point of this week's final Tier 0 match. On good night 1.31. TVB. Zealot, man. What a way to go. Oh, the micro. Oh, the Marine just barely gets in. But there's the pull. Oh, they're going to block the ramp. Great pull by the SCVs there. Four. Oh, doesn't even miss. Alright, micro that Dragoon out. Get out of there, Dragoon. TToss honestly just styling on Neblime. Unfortunate for them. Is that a healthy Dragoon? It is. He's gonna get in. He's gonna get in. Get in, healthy Dragoon. Yeah. One. Four. 5. 6. Got him. Alright. Yeah. What did I do? So first Arbiter's out. Recall's on the way. Comes a pretty big push. Stasis on the science vessel. That's pretty good. Once the missile turret falls, and oh, never mind. Arbiter's dead. That still just might be enough zealots to overrun this position, though. Yeah, blind calls GG. Pretty good push there, but an anticlimactic kind of end of the match. All right, wow. 90 extra APM and still just loses to TToss. All right, that is going to be our cast for today. TToss takes it 2-0 over Neblime. EA Rob redeeming us ending the stream for 10,000 points. You got it. Oh, he didn't want to do that? Sorry, buddy. We're done here, actually. So, ignore it? No. Thank you, EA Rob 84, redeeming 10,000 channel points to end the stream. Really great time, and congratulations.